Around 36,000 years ago, an early human ventured into the depths of the Chauvet Cave, guided only by a torch. Upon reaching a remote section of the cave, cleared a patch of rock, and using a finger, etched a detailed depiction of an owl. The image, standing nearly a foot and a half tall, included defining features such as ear tufts and vertical markings suggesting wing feathers. Owls are among the most easily recognizable birds, characterized by their upright stance, large round heads, and striking forward-facing eyes, making them difficult to confuse with any other creature. These birds have an ancient lineage, first emerging during the Paleocene epoch around 55 million years ago. Over time, they branched into two main families, Titonidae, which includes barn owls, and Strigidae, encompassing all other owl species. Like all birds, owls evolved from small, predatory dinosaurs that roamed alongside larger dinosaurs approximately 66 million years ago. Modern owls share a range of specialized traits that make them exceptional nocturnal hunters. Their retinas contain an abundance of light-sensitive cells, enhancing their vision in low light. They also possess exceptional hearing and soft, camouflaged feathers that allow for near-silent flight. Today, there are about 260 owl species, with their numbers continuing to grow. Owls inhabit a vast range of environments across nearly every continent, from deserts and grasslands to dense tropical forests, rugged mountain slopes, and even the icy Arctic tundra. They also vary significantly in size and behavior, from the tiny elf owl, no larger than a small pine cone and as light as 8 stacked nickels, to the formidable Eurasian eagle owl, capable of hunting young deer. Some species, like the widespread barn owl, have acquired numerous names that reflect their mystical aura. Known in different cultures as the demon owl, ghost owl, death owl, night owl, and even church owl. These birds have long been associated with myths and legends. Their feeding habits are equally fascinating. When catching a possum, an owl can swiftly disembowel it in under 20 seconds before consuming the remaining parts in large chunks. Smaller prey, on the other hand, is swallowed whole. Like all owls, they process indigestible materials such as fur, bones, feathers, and claws by compressing them into a pellet in the stomach. This pellet remains for hours before being regurgitated, moving back up the esophagus and out through the mouth. This ability to reverse the usual digestive flow is known as antiperistalsis, a process also found in ancient flying reptiles like pterosaurs. Though physically demanding, pellet ejection is crucial as the blockage prevents the owl from eating again until it is expelled. Owls prey on a wide variety of creatures. Some are dietary specialists, such as fish owls that primarily consume fish, and flammulated owls that feed mostly on insects. However, many owls are opportunistic hunters, capturing everything from spiders, frogs, and salamanders to mice, birds, and even bats. When food is abundant, owls may catch more than they can eat at once. In such cases, they hide their surplus, a behavior most common when females and young are satiated. Male owls often store excess food, and pygmy owls in Norway have been documented stockpiling up to 100 small mammals in a single larder to survive the harsh winter months. The remarkable ability of barn owls to hunt in total darkness was first demonstrated by Roger Payne. In a groundbreaking experiment, he placed a barn owl in a completely dark room, ensuring no light could enter, and observed how it was still able to locate its prey using only sound. To test how barn owls locate prey, Roger Payne covered the floor with leaves and dragged a crumpled paper wad, roughly the size of a mouse, across them. The owl attempted to strike the rustling paper, relying on neither sight, scent, nor heat detection. His experiments also captured footage of owls hunting airborne prey in complete darkness, revealing astonishing precision. When a mouse abruptly changed direction, the owl swiftly adjusted, rotating its head mid-flight to stay locked onto its target. Owls have uniquely adapted hearing. The great grey owl, for instance, has a broad, grey facial disc that functions like a giant external ear, gathering and focusing sound much like a satellite dish. An owl's auditory system also possesses a remarkable ability absent in mammals. It does not degrade with age. Research by Koppel suggests that owls, like other birds, can regenerate their hair cells, maintaining sharp hearing throughout their lives. The great grey owl is always attuned to sound. Its head turns to pinpoint even the faintest noise, allowing it to detect the soft footsteps of a shoe or the muted rustling of a bowl tunneling beneath deep snow. When hunting, it hovers over the source of the sound, its head tilted downward, then just before striking, extends its legs forward and plunges through over 1.5 feet of snow to capture its prey. Barn owls, northern Chauvet owls, and great grey owls, which depend heavily on sound to hunt, have asymmetrical ears, one positioned higher than the other. Hidden beneath layers of soft feathers, the left ear is slightly below eye level, while the right ear sits slightly above. This structural difference allows owls to compare the sound's intensity and arrival time at each ear, enabling them to pinpoint the precise location of their prey. A portion of an owl's auditory nerve is connected to the brain's visual processing center, suggesting that some of the sound information they receive might be interpreted as visual stimuli. This raises the possibility that owls can form a mental image of what they hear. Although owls have a relatively narrow overall field of vision, their binocular eyesight enhances their ability to gauge direction and estimate the time needed to reach a target. Their eyes are highly specialized for gathering light. An owl's pupils can expand to nearly the entire size of its eye, allowing in about twice as much light as a human's. Unlike humans, owls cannot move their eyes within their sockets because they are fixed in place. However, they compensate with an incredible range of head movement, capable of rotating up to 270 degrees. This is made possible by a unique skeletal structure and a vascular system that ensures uninterrupted blood flow during extreme head rotations. All birds generate some level of noise while flying, caused by air resistance against their bodies, turbulence in their wake, and the movement of feathers. However, many owls fly with such minimal sound that their wing beats fall below the threshold of human hearing. Despite extensive research, the mechanics behind an owl's silent flight remain a marvel of biomechanics, baffling both biologists and engineers. This near-silent movement is one of the evolutionary traits that make owls such extraordinary predators. Owls also rely on camouflage, blending seamlessly with their environment in a strategy called crypsis. On the back of the northern pygmy owl's head is a pair of dark, white-ringed feathered eye spots, false eyes that are quite convincing and confuse predators. When it comes to courtship, the northern Chauvet owl takes persistence to another level. A male perches safely against a tree trunk and emits a steady series of calls, 112 toots per minute, all night long from just after sunset until just before sunrise. By morning, his voice is hoarse. If a female enters his territory, he increases his call rate to 260 toots per minute. He then showcases his nesting sites and offers her a mouse as proof of his ability to provide. If his nesting options are suitable and his food offerings meet her expectations, she will choose to stay with him. Most owls don't build their own nests. Instead, they take over structures created by other animals. While the male locates a potential nesting site, the female ultimately decides whether to use it. This strategy conserves energy, allowing breeding pairs to avoid the time-consuming effort of constructing a nest from scratch. While the male locates a potential nesting site, the female ultimately decides whether to use it. This strategy conserves energy, allowing breeding pairs to avoid the time-consuming effort of constructing a nest from scratch. Young owls raised in urban and suburban areas sometimes carry unusual objects, such as plastic, tea towels, or even clothing. This behavior, known as bark ferrying, helps them practice grasping and handling prey. Within their nests, owls take advantage of the shelter from predators and aggressive birds. When resting, they may engage in unihemispheric sleep, keeping one eye open while the other hemisphere of the brain remains awake. This allows them to stay partially alert to potential threats. Some birds, like great frigate birds, can even sleep this way while in flight. Owls possess heightened senses, allowing them to detect sights and sounds beyond human perception. Their elusive nature and camouflaged plumage demonstrate the power of blending in rather than standing out. For these birds, invisibility is both a defense mechanism and a survival strategy. Owls reveal how intelligence manifests in birds. not just through their sharp vision and acute hearing, but also in their memory, adaptability, stealth, and hunting skills. As apex predators, owls play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. By controlling rodent populations, they prevent certain prey species from overwhelming ecosystems. They show us the interconnectedness of all living organisms and the delicate balance of nature.